gotten really familiar with British houses since I moved here as a homeowner, renter, or a house sitter. And I have this list of quirks that I'm compiling and I just need to share them. And these things don't shock me anymore, but they make me smile. We're going to start in the bathroom and then we're going to move through to the kitchen and then talk about some cute little architectural details. The very first time I experienced an electric shower really freaked me out. I just couldn't fathom how this could be safe, but obviously I'm used to it now. There was a flat that I lived in that the electricity ran off of a meter that was fed by pound coins. And you can imagine the fun and hilarity when the meter ran out in the middle of a shower. And also it was winter, so it was kind of dark. So that was probably the worst. I don't even know how many coin electricity meters are still out there. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. Not a lot of storage in these bathrooms, at least not the ones I've seen. One of the things I always missed was having that vanity unit where there was a sink with like flat surface on the sides and storage underneath. Bathrooms can be in really inconvenient places. I'm really familiar with the concept of a Victorian home not having a bathroom inside originally, obviously. Typically in an older property, I've noticed that they'll put it at the back of the house. You get to the top of the stairs, and then it's usually a step up into the bathroom. What that means is at night, if you need to go use the loo, you've got to get up and negotiate these steps, all while not falling down the stairs. If it's not in that little bedroom at the back, then it's going to be probably off the kitchen at the very back of the property. I also think it's super cute when homes have space under the stairs for a cloakroom. And by cloakroom, I just mean, it's like a toilet and a sink. All right, let's go into the kitchen now. One thing I've noticed in the homes that I've been in is that the kitchen cabinets are usually jammed full. Did I say cabinets? I meant cupboards. I'm used to the fact that storage is a little bit at a premium. And I'm also used to the fact that there's a boiler taking up one of those cupboards, probably. And I know it's all for practical reasons. And even the very full cupboards, I wouldn't say it's a particularly British thing. It just makes me laugh that we're all little hoarders. However, as a house sitter, it doesn't mean I usually have to leave my food on the worktop, which it looks a little bit messy, but I'm used to it. Also in the cupboards, there are so many homes that have tons of spices. And honestly, most of them, or many of them, are out of date. This probably isn't a British thing. It's just a human thing. But spices are expensive, and maybe you buy it and you don't use it again, but it just sits around and it goes out of date. And a lot of people are pretty casual about best by dates, and I agree with that to a point. But when it comes to spices, once they're like more than 6 months out of date, they're like colored dust. There's no flavor. You can just smell, even smelling them, there's nothing there. This one is also particular to the house sitting that I've done, but I've noticed in a lot of British homes, there's this shortage of forks. I don't know where they've all gone. Sometimes there's a shortage of spoons, but there's always plenty of butter knives. So there's been times when I've had to stir things with a butter knife or even eat off of a butter knife. I don't know. I don't even know if this is a British thing. Who knows? It just makes me laugh. The next one is the kettle. So when a kettle is boiling and there's steam coming out, the steam can damage the underside and it can cause if there's like a lamination on the cupboards, it can cause it to peel away. But I've always seen a kettle in this really inconvenient spot. So I actually don't have a solution for this, but it is curious to me that, yeah, you have to be careful where you aim that. Yeah, I've yet to see a kettle like on an island. That would be good, wouldn't it? You'd have to have electricity, obviously. Anyway, the next one has sparked so many debates and fights, and it is, when you're hand washing dishes, do you rinse them before you set them aside to drip dry? Most of the Brits I've seen, they just wash it and then they stick it onto like a rack or something and just let it drip with all this manky soapy water. And I don't know why people aren't rinsing their dishes when they do them by hand. Maybe this problem has largely gone away because a lot of people have dishwashers now, but I definitely used to see a lot of people do the hand washing and just let the soap drip off. My question to you is, why don't you rinse? I've heard every excuse. I've heard we're trying to save water. There isn't enough space. The soap won't hurt you. The soap is designed to just drip off. It'll come off completely. Yeah, those are probably all the reasons. The next one is related to dishes, but it's also to do with house sitting. I often find that homeowners only have maybe 2 allocated dishes for their pet food. So that means there's usually one on the floor and then one that needs to be washed. And it just becomes a lot of washing by hand because, I'm not running the dishwasher that often. So I'm just curious what that's about because it feels like in some ways there's a lot of contradictions around being minimalist, but also hoarding. So I want to know if you have a pet, do you have a selection of dishes so that you're never out of a clean one? Or are you just happy to do the hand washing? I'd love to know what quirks you have in your house. Let me know in the comments. Well, I couldn't be an American and not talk about the laundry situation. Most people don't have a laundry room here. I definitely have stayed in houses that had laundry rooms, and that was phenomenal because the noise and the vibration is a little bit further from everything else, but typically it's in the kitchen. So that means you're dealing with the noise and the vibration if you're just getting on with your day. And I'm totally fine with hanging clothes to dry. I think it's better for them, it's better for the environment, it's cheaper, etc. Cool. What is really cool is when you see those old pulley systems with the clothes rack that comes down. But one thing I have noticed is that it'll be made of wood and it gets like mildew spots on it, like black mildew on that. So that doesn't feel like it was designed like feels like the wrong material was chosen. I don't know. The final bit is just the cute little architectural details. I'm in a beautiful house right now that is a lovely family home from the Victorian times. Actually, it's Edwardian. And it has some cute little architectural details. It has the letterbox. It's lovely and rare that these details still survive. And actually, next door, their letterbox is about that big. It's like a postcard size. It has the doorbell. Like, I don't know if it's just an original doorbell or if it's a reproduction, but it's so sweet. The postie even rings it. A lot of exterior doors in Britain have these wonderful ornate details. I'm in love with these door knockers that are shaped like animals. I used to have a bat on my house in Bristol. I miss the house in Bristol. I also really miss that door knocker. I hope he's doing well. Another really cute feature is that hallways upstairs in older homes will have these glazed lights. They have these glazed windows to let the light in, and it's just really sweet. It's really nice. I think it's so cute when there's fireplaces in the bedrooms. Obviously, we don't use those anymore, but it's so lovely when they're there. So a lot of them were ripped out over the years, perhaps for very practical reasons, because it's maybe easier to maintain the temperature of the house without, knocking out a chimney breast is a horrendous, horrendous job. So a lot of times they just leave the chimney breast there and it becomes a book nook or something. I'm also used to the fact that there's not a lot of built-in storage, and that's absolutely fine. I think we should be encouraged to own less anyway. Actually, it's Edwardian. I love living here. This has been fun. If you've enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Otherwise, I will see you next time.